So, what's the best credit card for people who travel a lot, people who are digital nomads, or people who live outside of the US? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today. Before we jump into that, let me do a quick introduction in case you happen to be new here. Hi, my name is Adelia Borishade. I am the founder of Picky Girls Travel Solo, a Facebook group for Black women solo travelers. I'm also the creator of the Financial Confidence Academy, which is where I help women of color master their money, develop financial confidence so that they can afford to live the life of their dreams. On my channel, we talk about travel, we talk about money, we talk about what it's like to live abroad as a Black woman. So if any of those topics are of interest to you, be sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications. That way you'll be the first to know the next time I upload a video or when I go live. Okay. So we're talking about credit cards. Before we get into which credit card is the best, first let's talk about why you need a credit card if you are a traveler, if you are an expat, if you are a digital nomad. As someone who's made it their life mission to help women get their money together, I am not a proponent of having credit card debt. Okay, debt, high cost, high interest debt can derail any of your plans of living abroad, traveling the world. However, you can use credit as a tool, and that's where your credit card comes in. There are several reasons you want to have a credit card as a traveler. One, there are more security features. A credit card is more secure than using your ATM. A credit card is more secure than using your debit card. Your debit card should only be used to withdraw cash from a bank ATM while you're traveling, while you're outside the US. In this era that we live in, where there are skimmers and scammers and all of that, you have virtually no protection if someone happens to spoof your debit card or get your information from a skimmer. Most banks will likely just, if somebody accesses your money and they spend it, they go on a spending spree. With most banks, you just SOL. But with a credit card, at most, you would be on the hook for $50. Okay, so from a security standpoint, having that credit card and using it to make purchases when you aren't using cash is the best way to go. The other reason that you would like to have a credit card when you travel is for backup, especially those of you who are living outside the US long term, either as an expat or as a digital nomad. Anything can happen. There are times when when a machine may eat your card, an ATM may eat your card. Maybe one credit card company thinks there's something wonky or fraudulent happening. It's always good to have, another option. So having a credit card is important. And like I mentioned, we can use credit as a tool. So that's what brought about the question about which credit cards, if you're somebody who travels a lot, which credit card is the best one for you to have? Because if you're going to be using the credit card, you should get an additional benefit, some kind of perk from using it. Here's the thing. When you are shopping for a credit card to meet your needs, there are several features that are absolutely non-negotiable. You absolutely must have them. Those include no foreign transaction fee. Using that card outside of the US, outside of your home country, you need to make sure that they are not charging you for that privilege. That should be free. Also, there should be no currency conversion fees. So those two things are big. In the category of nice to have features, there could be a variety of things. A lot of credit cards that are marketed toward people who are travelers feature things like a travel rewards program where when you make a purchase, you get X number of miles, you get X number of points that you can then redeem. Okay, so that's definitely a nice to have feature, especially if your lifestyle is such that you can pay for a lot of things with a credit card. Then you can, you accumulate those points or those miles and use it for free travel, free hotel, what have you. Another nice to have feature is a sign up bonus. This is when you sign up for the card, you get I don't want to say exorbitant amount of points or miles, but you do want this number to be high. If you spend a certain amount of money in a certain period of time. That's the sign up bonus. So like, for instance, I know Delta had an Amex that was giving out, I think like 60 or 70,000 miles if you spent $3,000 in the first 3 months, something like that. Travel coverage, like travel insurance of some form, is a common perk we see. It's not a mandatory thing, but if you are shopping for cards, that can be a nice added bonus. As is getting free TSA pre-check, global entry, Nexus. A lot of cards will give you a credit that you can use toward the purchase of that. And so if you're somebody who travels in and out of the US a lot, those are services that could be very much worth having the card to get them free. Lounge access is something else that may be very nice to have. That means that when you go to the airport, instead of sitting with the plebes, you can sit in a lounge, have access to food, drink, comfortable chairs, showers, things like that. It's not all just fun and games and flight miles. There are some things you need to remember because messing this up can cost you a whole lot. Annual fees. As many of you know, any of you who watch this channel regularly know, I am not about paying annual fees or to access my money, okay? However, there is a time where an annual fee on a credit card might be worth it. You have to weigh what are the benefits you're getting from this card versus what it is costing you. If the benefits that you get and you actually use those benefits exceed the cost of the annual fee, it might be a good fit. Many of these cards, in addition to giving you a sign-up bonus, will often waive the annual fee for the first year. I almost feel like this goes without saying, but I know better and I know it doesn't, so I'm gonna say it here. You need to pay off your balance every month. On this channel, we do not normalize having credit card debt, okay? So all of these perks and benefits that you could potentially be earning from this card all go down the toilet if you are carrying a balance every month and paying interest, because all of a sudden those free perks are no longer free. So absolutely pay off the balance every month. By the way, you may not realize this, but there is no rule that says you have to wait until you get a statement or you get a bill to make a payment on your card. So let's say you just bought a flight, it was $500. You can make a payment to the card that day for that $500. So really you can kind of use it more like a debit card where you're reimbursing yourself. That might be a way to help you avoid getting tricked into accumulating debt, because we don't want that. This last area to pay attention to, I think is really important. As you are looking for a card, don't get blinded by the sign-up bonus. Make sure that the card and the reward program fit your life, because there are reward programs that pay you cash. There are reward programs that give you points or miles that can then be used toward the purchase of certain accommodations. You need to make sure that you are getting a card with a reward program that fits you. Also, that if the card pays more, like I have one card that pays 3 times the points for restaurants, but one time the point for everything else. Well, if I'm not eating out at restaurants a whole lot, that's probably not a good card for me to have. Okay, so you want to make sure that the card and its benefits fit your lifestyle and how you spend money. Oh, that wasn't the last thing. The last thing is pay attention to the redemption policy on the card. Like, read through the fine print. If you need to actually call the company and ask questions, do that. Because some credit cards have lots of rules and stipulations about when you can redeem the awards, how much, is there a cap, are there blackout dates, is there a limit to how much you can redeem, how much you can earn. Make sure you understand that before you sign up for a card. Now, I hope you are not watching this video and expecting me to tell you the name of a specific card for you to get, because I don't know you like that. I don't know your life. So it would be irresponsible for me to make that kind of suggestion. But what I will do is I will tell you where you can go so that you can compare the various cards that are available so that you can make an informed decision. Remember, on this channel, we're all about helping you develop the financial confidence to handle these things, not just me telling you what to do. Okay, so there are 3 sites I use primarily when I want to compare credit cards. The first one, this is an oldie but goodie, bankrate.com. They let you compare some of the more popular cards, side by side, so that you can kind of see apples to apples, oranges to oranges. But in their comparison tool, you can also search the name of a specific card. So if talking to your travel friends, you've heard somebody mention, like, I have the USAA, fly by night card, you can search and find out what that card features. Another site I like to use is NerdWallet, and there will be links to all of these in the description. Here, you can search by different attributes of the card, like, do you want to search by the sign-up bonus? Do you want to search by the APR? Do you want to search by the annual fee? You can also search by the purpose, like the card that's best for travelers, the card that's best for people who eat out, the card that's best for blah, blah, blah. And the last one is the doctorofcredit.com. Their focus is primarily on finding out which cards have the best sign-up bonus, as well as searching for cards that fit your lifestyle. So I hope that was useful. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. If you need help planning your move abroad, use the link below and right there to get my move abroad checklist.